Today is a very interesting topic, that is introduction to nervous system, and almost all the students know about the parts of nervous system, that is peripheral nervous system or central nervous system, but you don't know about the some special type of terminologies, just like general visceral afferents, general visceral efferents, or somatic afferents or somatic efferents, or special neuronal systems. So today I will explain you the detailed lecture on this type of terminologies, right? So let's start the topic. So first of all, we have to categorize this nervous system into two levels. First one is central nervous system, and central nervous system also known as CNS. So known as CNS, and everybody knows about central nervous system consists of two parts, that is brain and spinal cord, right? Okay, and now again, nervous system are divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. That is also known as PNS. So after division this, first of all, you need to learn the basic definition of nervous system. So what is nervous system? These are the collection of neurons. That collect the information from the environment and interpret it and give the appropriate answer to the body to cope with this situation or do some different types of activities, right? So again, so central nervous system are further divided into brain and spinal cord, right? And peripheral nervous system are further divided into two systems. For the peripheral nervous system, further divided into two systems. The first category is afferent system or efferent systems. Those neurons that collect the information from the environments are known as afferent neurons. So afferent system consists of afferent neurons, and those neurons receive the information from the body or from the environment, right? So afferent system are further divided into two categories, that is spatial afferent neurons, right? And second one is general afferent neurons, right? Special afferent neurons are special type of neurons that are found on a specific part of the body, for example, you can hear from your ear, not from any other part of the body. That is special part in your body, but the pain that you feel is found all over the body. That's why pain is a generalized afferent system. So pain are categorized into general afferent system, or special afferents are those afferents or those neurons that have a special character, just like vision. In your whole part of the body, the only part that receives the light is your eyes. So eye is a special character. So next one is another example is sense of smelling. You can smell only from your nose, not from other part of the body, and also you can taste from your tongue, not from your hand, right? So special afferent neurons are those neurons that sense special characters that don't sense by other parts of the body, right? So special afferent neurons are provide vision because they receive light, right? And second one is smell. Sense of smell, you can smell only from your nose, not from your other part of the body, right? Third one is your taste. You can sense the taste from only tongue. And the fourth category is your sense of hearing. Sense of hearing, a very special type that you don't know about, the special character is your sense of balance. Your sense of balance is not controlled by your legs, and you often thought that your balance is consists of your legs or your body, but it isn't. It doesn't, because your balance is sensed by a special type of organ which is found inside the ear, and this special type of organ are known as semicircular canals. semicircular canals in your ear that sense the balance and provide the approximate balance. So sense of balance. Sense of balance is also a special sense because it only sense by the semicircular canals. So these are the some special characters that sense by the special type of neurons, and that's why these neurons are called spatial afferent neural system, right? And now comes to the general afferent neurons. And general afferent neurons are those neurons that receive the information from different parts of the body. Just like I was previously tell you that pain is feel in all parts of the body, not a specific part. Just like pain feel in your hand as well as in your tongue as well as in your eyes. So pain receptors or pain neurons are present in all parts of the body. That's why it is called general afferents, right? So general afferents are further divided into two categories. General afferents are further divided into two categories, right? The first category is general somatic afferents. General somatic afferents, right? And the second one is general visceral afferents, right? So general somatic afferents, most of the information is collect from the, yes, these general somatic afferents receive most of the pain in your body, right? Sense of touch, right? And also the sense of temperature. So these are the some modalities that sense by the general somatic afferents. You know, pain is feel all parts of the body, right? And touch also, you can touch in any part of the body, you can receive impulse, right? And temperature is also feel in all parts of the body. That's why it is categorized in general afferent neuronal system, right? And general somatic afferent means these are the afferents which are found in the muscles, skin or bones. They are not found in the viscera. So first of all, you need to differentiate the general afferent system into two categories. The first category, that is general somatic afferents, and the general visceral afferents. A general visceral afferents sense only, we can say sense only from the visceras activities, those activities that are continuous in the visceras, just like in, for example, in gastrointestinal tract, for example in the lungs or kidney. General visceral afferents are, we can say, it can be pain, right? It can be stretch receptors that receive when your viscera are overstretched, right? And also they have touch receptor or touch neurons also. So pain, stretch receptor and touch. It has also temperature modality. Why I am differentiating this character, differentiating general somatic afferents from the general visceral afferents? Reason being because general somatic afferents receive information from the muscles, from the skin, from the bones, and send it to the higher levels, that is cerebral cortex. Okay, now I want to draw it here. Right. So here is the cerebral cortex. Here is the cerebral cortex, and you know, brains consist of three parts, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain, right? So forebrain, the external part of forebrain, it consists of collection of some neurons are called cerebral cortex. So cerebral cortex is the higher center that receive the information from the general somatic afferents, right? But it cannot receive general visceral afferents. That is the differentiating point. Higher center, that is cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex, information from the body, from the information from the skin, bone or muscles can pass directly into the cerebral cortex. The general visceral, just general somatic afferents receive impulse from the skin and directly send to the cerebral cortex. But if you contrast the visceral afferent, general visceral afferents, these neurons cannot terminate into the cerebral cortex. They are only terminate in the lower level centers, and in hindbrain, most of the neurons that receive impulses from the viscera are terminate in the hindbrains. And you know, hindbrain consists of a very important part, that is medulla oblongata, right? oblongata and pons and again cerebellum, right? Cerebellum. So what is the differentiating point from the general somatic and general visceral afferents? So the general somatic afferents are neurons that receive information from the skin, or we can say the peripheral parts as well, skin, bones and muscles, and directly send this information to the cerebral cortex higher levels, because cerebral cortex has a very important function, that is it has a cognitive function. It is a thought power that think the information, that receive the information and interpret it and send the appropriate answer. So it has a cognitive function or have a thought power. That's why when someone touches you, the signal comes directly to the cerebral cortex, and if this touch is so much hard, what you will do, you directly keep back to this hand to other side. And reason being, because you think this information, you interpret this information, right? Okay. So what about the general visceral afferents? Most of the general visceral afferents you cannot control with your wish. And the reason being, because if your stomach are stretched, you cannot feel the pain normally, but when it overstretch, it touches the skin, you feel, because within the skin muscles have a somatic neurons, and somatic neuron goes directly into the cerebral cortex. So normally you cannot sense general visceral activities, right? Because it directly goes into the lower level centers, that is hindbrain, and consists of medulla oblongata, pons and cerebellum. And these are the lower level, and mostly they cannot under our wish. These are the parts which cannot under our wish. That's why we cannot feel the pain in a normal situation. For example, when there is high temperature in the stomach, if this temperature cannot reach to the muscle level or skin level, it cannot be sensed by your body. This is the classification of only afferent system. Now comes to the efferent system, right? So comes to the efferent system. Okay, so the efferent system again consists of two parts. Efferent systems again consist of two parts. First one is, again it divided into somatic efferents, right, and autonomic efferents. Or we can say somatic efferents, also known as general somatic efferents, right? Both are the interconvertible terminologies, right? And autonomic efferents are also known as general visceral efferents, right? So autonomic nervous system also known as general visceral efferents, and somatic efferents are also known as general somatic efferents. And I am not written here a special somatic or special visceral efferents, and the reason being, because special neurons are only receiver neurons. They have only sensory character. They don't have a motor character. If you find any special motor character in your body, no. The reason being, because there is no special motor system in your body, right? So again, only general motor system is present in your body. So let's come to the topic. So somatic efferents are those efferents that control that send impulse. Okay, first of all I want to clear the efferent neurons. Efferent neurons are those neurons that receive information from the brain and send a command to the appropriate part of the body. So what is efferent neuron? Efferent neurons are the neurons that receive information from the central nervous system that is interpreted information from the higher centers and sent to the different parts of the body where it can be applied, right? So general somatic efferents are mostly send impulse to the, yes, it's mostly send impulse to muscles, right? That's somatic efferents or general somatic efferents are those neurons that send impulse directly into the muscles. So muscles are receive information from the general somatic efferents, right? So the autonomic efferents or general visceral efferents are further divided into two categories, right? First one is sympathetic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, and parasympathetic nervous system. Nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system are activated when your body is under stress. When your body is under stress, or we can say the mode is fight or flight mode. The mode is fight or flight mode. And what is the meaning of fight or flight mode? If someone in your front or want to fight with you, so you have two options. You have to fight with him, or you can go, or you can run the opposite direction. So there is the mode of fight or flight response, or we can say this system activate when you are in a stress condition. And for example, during exam days, what system is your activated is your sympathetic nervous system. During exams, sympathetic nervous system are activated, but in contrast to the parasympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system are activated when you are in rest condition. When you are in rest condition, so this system are activated when you are in rest condition. Okay, let me tell you some differential characters between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So what really happens in sympathetic nervous system, previously I was tell you that sympathetic nervous system are activated when you are under stress or in a condition of fight or flight movement, and parasympathetic nervous system are activated when you are in rest condition or in your sleep condition, or any we can say when you are not active, when you are not doing any activity, right? So what really happens in sympathetic nervous systems, your pupil are dilated, so these are the signs that tells you about that your sympathetic nervous system is activated. Your pupil are dilated. Second most important is when your body is in directly heat up process. Some extra, your body provides some extra energy to you, and that can be released in your body, and you feel some warmness in your body, right? Or in what really found in sympathetic nervous system, your heart rate is increased. For example, when you saw your girlfriend, your heart rates are increased, and what is the reason being? Your sympathetic nervous system is activated. Just like my cameraman, he also feel increase in heart rate when he saw his girlfriend. By the way, his girlfriend is and another example is, for example, if the street dog is following you, what you will do? First of all, you have to start running, and the reason being because you want to escape out from the dog that following you. All of the activities that you are doing when dog following you are under control of sympathetic nervous system, right? The next one is parasympathetic nervous system, and parasympathetic nervous system are normally activated in rest condition. So first of all, I will tell you, normally in the whole 24 hours life, sympathetic nervous system are dominating. So parasympathetic nervous system, so it is the opposite of sympathetic nervous system. So your pupil are what? Constricting. If you read the neuroanatomy, most of the people are sleep in half an hour, and the reason being, when you are in rest condition, and you feel very well, and that's why your eye constricting and then this eye are closed until you sleep, right? Second one is your body is cooled down, right? Normally in the night time your body is cooled down. Number third one is your heart rate are decreased. Heart rate are decreased. So heart rate decrease, and for example, when you are depressed condition, when you are so anxious, your parasympathetic nervous system is activated and your heart rate is decreased, right? Okay. So today we will discuss the classification of nervous system, and I want to recap all this classification, right? So first of all, nervous system are divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, and you know that. Peripheral nervous system. Okay, first of all, central nervous system. Central nervous system are further divided into two categories. The first one is brain and the spinal cord. Collection of neurons that have the power to interpret the information or process the information, right? That's why it is differentiated from the other parts, right? And what are the peripheral nervous system? Peripheral nervous system consists of neurons. That arises from the central nervous system. So those neurons which are arises from the central nervous system are collectively form a system that is known as peripheral nervous system. And peripheral nervous system are further divided into afferent system and efferent system. Afferent system consists of, again, afferent system are those systems that receive the information from the environment, and efferent system there are the system that receive the information from the central nervous system and send appropriate command to the different parts of the body, right? And afferent system are further divided into special afferents and general afferents. Special afferents are those afferents that receive information in a special part of the body. For example, you can only receive light from your eye, not any other part of the body, and you can only taste from your tongue. Similarly, you can hear all voices only from your ears, not from any other part of the body. That's why they have a special characteristics, and that's why these neurons are known as special neurons, and they receive special characters. And the second one is general neurons, general afferent neurons, and general afferent neurons are those neurons that receive different modalities, or we can say they are found all parts of the body. So that's why it is called general afferents. And these general afferents are further divided into general somatic afferents and general visceral afferents. General somatic afferents are these are the neurons that receive information from the skin, right, and from the muscles and from the bones, and send the appropriate impulse to the higher cortex. So general somatic afferents receive information and directly send to the higher cortex, and higher cortex are under the control of our wish. General visceral afferents are normally receive impulse from the viscera, for example, from the heart, from the lungs, and from the kidney, and different other organs as well. So this information received from these organs are not directly goes into the heart centers. They are terminated in the lower centers, for example in the hindbrain, and normally in the medulla, pons, and cerebellum. And that's why they are not under control. They receive the information and send these lower centers, and this information not under our control, right? So the motor system. Now let's come to the motor system. The motor system are further divided into somatic efferents and autonomic efferents. Somatic efferents also known as general somatic efferents, and autonomic efferents are further also known as general visceral efferents, right? So first of all, efferent neurons are those neurons that send the impulse from central nervous system to the different parts of the body to do some activity, right? So sympathetic nervous system. Somatic nervous system send the impulse to the muscles, because muscles are involuntary in control, they are under control, right? And autonomic efferents are further divided into two categories, that is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. And sympathetic nervous system are activated when you are in under stress. For example, when someone fight with you, or when some dog walking behind you, or when you have a tension of about your papers. These are the all conditions that lead to activate the sympathetic nervous system, right? And the second category is parasympathetic nervous system, that is activated when you are in rest condition, and when you are sleep condition, or when you are reading, or when you are not doing some activities, right? They are activated, they are dominating, right? So they are some differential character are pupils are dilated in sympathetic nervous system, body is heat up, and heart rate is increased, and also so pupils are constrict, hold down. Okay, so this is the first part of our neuroanatomy lecture. The second part is coming soon, so wait for this second part, because in the second part I will tell you different types of neurons present in the central nervous system, right? For example, commissure fibers, or we can say the gray matter, white matter, or nuclei, ganglions. These are some terminologies that I will solve in the next lecture, right? So thank you so much for watching.